So interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled. Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is.
This year, deepfakes became presidential campaign tools. Hollywood became even more tone-deaf, and Kevin Spacey demanded the release of the Epstein files. On July 15th, Spacey posted to X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, now known mostly for chaos. Release the Epstein files, all of them. For those of us with nothing to fear, the truth can't come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. Yes, that Kevin Spacey, two-time Oscar winner, former king of Netflix, and the guy who fell from grace faster than a House of Cards plot twist because he was dropped dead after season 5. Once the scheming Francis Joseph Underwood, Spacey is now playing a new role, crusader for truth, or maybe just a man with a knack for stealing the spotlight.
Guy Pearce, I've now read the comments that you made about me, and while I would have preferred not to have to play this out in the media, you obviously have your own reasons for wanting to do exactly that. But we worked together a long time ago, you know. If I did something then that upset you, you could have reached out to me. We could have had that conversation. But instead, you've decided to speak to the press, who are now, of course, coming after me because they would like to know what my response is to the things that you said.
His call comes more than a year after his name, along with Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, Kate Blanchett, and yes, Donald Trump, appeared in unsealed Epstein court documents. None were accused of wrongdoing. Just when it seemed like justice might be on the horizon, the FBI and the Department of Justice dropped a bureaucratic bombshell. A July 7th memo read like a CIA Mad Lib. The Epstein client list does not exist.
Nothing about Epstein. I'm not going to talk about Epstein. Go ahead.
That's right. After decades of rumors, witness testimonies, and a pilot's logbook that reads like a Golden Globe seating chart, the list? Poof, gone. Never existed. Just a figment of your conspiracy-addled imagination.
I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well.
And this, we repeat, from the same administration where Pam Bondi, Trump's Attorney General, said in February she had the files. She told the nation, Americans have a right to know. Meanwhile, Trump, who once vowed to expose the Epstein network, has said nothing, but that he is dead and it shouldn't bother anyone.
I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody.
Even Roseanne Barr, queen of MAGA memes and mid-2000s sitcoms, slammed the president, tweeting, Mr. President, yes, we still care about Epstein. Is there a time to not care about child sex trafficking? Read the damn room.
Do you really think that Clintons are involved in Jeffrey Epstein's death?
I have no idea. I know he was on his plane 27 times, and he said he was on the plane 4 times. But when they checked the plane log, Bill Clinton, who is a very good friend of Epstein, he was on the plane about 27 or 28 times. So why did he say 4 times?
But let's zoom back in on our lead character, Mr. Kevin Spacey. His name popped up in Epstein's files via a defamation case against Ghislaine Maxwell, the British socialite and convicted accomplice. According to unsealed court documents, Spacey was listed among more than 150 John and Jane Does. He wasn't accused of anything, but he was on the plane. You know the plane. The Boeing 727 with plush seats, no security checks, and a star-studded guest list. Epstein's pilot testified under oath.
Kevin Spacey was one of the passengers.
Other passengers included Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Michael Jackson, Bruce Willis, and of course, Donald Trump.
And then the question you have to ask is, did Bill Clinton go to the island? Because Epstein had an island. That was not a good place as I understand it, and I was never there. So you have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're going to know a lot.
Spacey has addressed this before, during his 2022 New York trial, where he was found not guilty of molesting actor Anthony Rapp. While under oath, Spacey said,
I met Jeffrey Epstein once on that Africa trip with Bill Clinton and Chris Tucker. I never saw him again, and I've never been to any island.
Never been to the island, never saw Epstein again, met him once. Now, Spacey wants full disclosure. Why? Because he says that he has nothing to fear. But when a man with 9 acquittals, a Netflix cancellation, and a dozen headlines about him says, I want the truth, doesn't it raise eyebrows? Interestingly, Spacey isn't the only one asking for answers. There are figuratively enormous amounts of people who are still trying to clean up the Epstein scandal. Because Epstein, he had a reach spanning finance, politics, and Hollywood. Even his death is disputed. The FBI insists Epstein died by suicide in 2019, but many still believe he was murdered to protect powerful friends. Because nothing says elite conspiracy like a broken camera, missing footage, and guards who fell asleep. So now, in 2025, the man who played Francis Joseph Underwood is out here quoting Woodward and Bernstein. The FBI says the list is gone. Trump's pretending it never existed. And Hollywood? They're still deciding whether to cast Ezra Miller again before they let Kevin Spacey walk onto a soundstage.